We're here?
Yeah, come on.
All right, guys. This is the official first episode of Orange Dog Theories with me, myself, and my guy Diggs over here.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about a few things today. The topics are McClung, Rasheed Wallace versus Giannis in their prime, and Summer League. So let's start it off with something a little bit less controversial. Summer League. How are we feeling? Who's got it? Who are you impressed by?
Banchero, of course.
Okay, Paolo.
That's easy.
Okay. Are you actually impressed by him?
No, yeah, I'm impressed. He looks more ready than everybody else so far.
Yep.
Did you go on an outdoor walk, buddy?
McClung.
Okay, this is a topic we're going to touch on. McClung is what he said.
He's yeah.
We'll talk about it. We'll get there. We'll get to the McClung thing.
Of course, Pippen. Pippin's looking real solid
Pippen,
too. He looks a little more ready than everybody
Pippen
else.
Jr.
Yeah.
Pippen Jr. definitely looks. He looks like he's a modern day NBA player.
For sure.
Right? He's got the hezzy. He's got the step back.
I think he's gonna be able to play with LeBron.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I agree. I think Pippen Jr. is nice.
For sure.
I'm trying to think of who else I got. I'm gonna give a shout out to our friend Armani Brooks. He's playing right now. He's a sniper. We know him from Austin, but he's playing on the Raptors squad right now. But I like his game. I'm a big Johnny Juzang guy. I know that sounds crazy. We'll see. I just hope he makes the league. But I'll say the top three right now: Paolo, Chet, and Jabari are all playing well. So I think it's going to be a deeper class than I thought. But I think they're all playing well for the most part.
Who's the dude we was just talking about?
DJ?
No, not DJ. The bigger dude that was.
Oh yeah.
Young.
So there's a young guy in Utah that we're watching right now. I don't remember his name, but he's very the center on him. He's strong and he can play defense. He was giving them issues. Kofi. Yeah. So that's nice. But Summer League's the best, man. We've been having a blast watching it. I'm trying to think of who else is playing right now. Oh, obviously, I think who I'm most excited to watch next year, the duo, is obviously Moses Moody and Kuminga.
Oh, for sure.
I honestly didn't think Kuminga or Moses Moody would even be in the G League. I thought not the G League, the Summer League. I thought the Warriors would be like, you've done it. You don't need to play there. But the fact that they're playing, they still look raw. Kuminga is insanely raw.
Yeah, they got to get their confidence up and their flow.
Yeah. But Moody's like...
Moody looks way more...
Moody looks... I think they're both going to be great players. If I were the Golden State Warriors, I would never put those two up for a trade. That's your future. So I think right now, Moses Moody and Kuminga look the best, which is not surprising. Their stat lines don't show that. Well, Moody does, but I think we watched the game yesterday. They both looked a little raw, but they just look leaps and bounds better than everyone. They're more comfortable because how many rookies get to play in the fucking NBA championship? And win. Yeah, for real. They're champions, so that's crazy. So Summer League's fun. It's been a lot more fun this year. I just like all this stuff that's going on. They got Richard Jefferson out there reffing. They got JJ Redick, who I think is one of the best basketball minds.
They're definitely taking the opportunities to make money off of Summer League.
Yeah, and it's just good to see. Oh, man, how could I forget? Summer League. Kenny Lofton Jr.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
How could I fucking forget? Right. I watched him at Louisiana Tech. He's played against a lot of our friends in Austin. He's a big body. Mm-hmm. He can shoot. And if anybody watched the U19 FIBA, him and Victor Wemblen were going Wembalen. I can't pronounce it exactly, but I think he's projected to go number 1 next year. I think he's playing with Ignite. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, he pretty much carried the United States. Chet was looking a little lost in that series, but I think, if you talk about Grind City, I think Lofton fits in like perfect. Mm-hmm. That he is a grinder. That's what he does. He works you down low. He's way too strong for most anybody his age. I think he's going to be a stud. I cannot wait to get his jersey. So, all right. So let's talk about something random. Let's talk about McClung. Now, how did we get here? Diggs, how did we get to McClung? What did you say about McClung?
Well, wait, so we were watching the game,
mm-hmm.
and I was saying in his position, he's playing for the Golden State Warriors right now in the Summer League.
Hold on. Let's reiterate that.
Yeah.
Mac McClung is playing for the Golden State Warriors.
And yes, you may know him from his high school highlights
or
of
college,
dunking,
or college
too, but mainly his high school. But I was saying that he could be a backup point guard for Golden State Warriors this season if he plays kind of like, who do we say, like a Steve Blake, a traditional
I didn't say
point guard.
shit.
I said, he didn't. I did. Like a Steve Blake or a traditional point guard is, because he can hit the open shot. He's athletic enough. He just got to play a little better defense, and he'll get that with time. But that was my argument, is that he could be a good backup.
And I'm just going to say this right now. Golden State Warriors, NBA championship. Do you think Mac McClung could actually be the backup for the champions? I'm saying hell no. And a lot of that is, we've got a lot of athletic guys in the league. I think he's too undersized. And right now, yeah, his game has developed past dunking. I agree with Diggs on that. But I just think he's too undersized. I look at backup point guards on most teams, right? If you go back and look at backup point guards on most championship teams, Mac McClung doesn't live up to that. You know, I know a lot of people are like, okay, Kirk Heinrich, Steve Blake?
Steve Blake. Steve Blake was a little taller.
So Blake, but what I'm saying is that was traditional point guards. Right now, basketball is moving to positionless, and I just think Mac's too small. And I think his game I don't think his shot's good enough. I just don't think it transfers over. That's my opinion, but I just don't think, when Diggs told me Mac McClung, backup point for the Golden State Warriors, I just can't see it. I can't see a championship team using Mac McClung as their backup point guard. I'm saying that. That's how I feel.
It's cool.
You should let us know what you think in the comments, though. But hold on.
Just think about Steve Kerr's from the San Antonio Spurs system.
Well, not really. He played for the Bulls.
But he's picked up from Greg Popovich
Fair enough,
in the system thing. And Phil Knight too, or Phil Jackson too.
Not Phil Knight. That's someone different.
No, Phil Jackson. But just think that Golden State is similar. Like, they're plugging these young guys in. He could easily be that second backup. Backup.
I think my thing though,
and their point guard, how they run the system is anybody could bring.
Yeah,
the ball
anybody
up.
they could. I agree with that. But what I'm saying is, if you have Mac McClung who's undersized, and you got guys like Moody or Kuminga who are much taller, why wouldn't you just have them run the point?
Yeah. Either way is what I'm saying.
I just don't think Mac McClung's game transfers to the NBA.
All right. Let us know what you think.
Is Mac McClung a championship team backup point guard?
Why you gotta put it like that?
Thumbs
is he
up?
an NBA? Just say NBA.
Backup? Is he an NBA point guard?
Yeah.
Started?
Or do you think he belongs in the G League like you?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, here was the perfect example. He reminds me a lot of Jimmer Fredette. Jimmer is a better shooter, but it's the same way. These guys can put up buckets. But Jimmer never transferred to the NBA. He's undersized, and
because he didn't have the hustle that McClung got.
But undersized is a big thing, though, right? Because if you're 6'1" and you're launching, and you're playing a lot of point guards now, look at DeJounte Murray. You've got point guards that are 6'7", Ben Simmons. So that's my thing. I think Mac, unfortunately, his size is an issue now that everything is positionless.
I think his heart and his hustle will, athleticism, all that combined.
All right.
If he really grinds it out and plays solid D, if he picks up his D, I think he'd be.
So do we respectfully disagree?
Yeah.
Respectfully disagree.
Boom.
All right. We just heard. We were reading something on. Andrew Iguodala. So Andrew Iguodala Andre. Sorry. Thank you. Andre Iguodala just said that he thinks that Rasheed Wallace would be better than Giannis if Rasheed was playing right now. That was the most absurd thing that I've ever heard. I think there's no way Rasheed Wallace would be a top 5 player in the NBA right now, and I don't think there's any way, shape, or form, I don't care what area you're in, that he even sniffs Giannis. And the reason for that is Giannis is literally a freak. He's the Greek freak. I've never seen anyone play basketball like he is. I still think he's too raw. That's my reason why I'm not a huge Giannis fan. When I see him play, like, he can shoot, there's no doubt. He can dribble, but everything is just based off athleticism. His game's not smooth. It's just raw, but it's ruthless. Like, he will yam on you. Rasheed, I think, was a more polished player. I agree. But I think Diggs, what did you say if they played one-on-one today?
I think Rasheed's way too more skilled and way too knowledgeable in the game. I think if, in his prime, if the Pistons would have played against the championship Bucks, I think the Pistons would beat.
But that's not on
I
Rasheed
know,
Wallace though. That's Chauncey. That's Ben Wallace. That's
Okay, but if they matched up, like say they matched up in
Yeah.
the one-on-one battle of that
Yep.
series, I think that Rasheed
Well, let me ask you
would
this:
get
why
the
did Rasheed never win an MVP? Was he even ever considered an MVP?
Who won for it? Billups or who was it? Was it Billups that won it for them?
There was Ben Wallace, Billups, Tayshaun Prince. I don't
Rip
know.
Hamilton
Rip?
didn't get
No,
it.
Rip.
It's got to be Billups. We'll look it
that
up. I
up.
think it's Billups.
We should know that. But
I think Rasheed Wallace is way too talented, way too skilled. His mental, like on defense and offense. I think he would have competed if he's not going to win on the offensive end. He was definitely going to try to.
so I'll give you this:
Beat up
you
on
got
Giannis.
Defensive Player of the Year in Giannis, or could be. You've got offensive. I mean, he's won MVP twice now. He's won a championship. I think Rasheed probably has a better IQ because he's been playing basketball longer than Giannis. But I think if you took Rasheed in his prime and Giannis in his prime, which would be now, I think Rasheed gets absolutely annihilated. I think Giannis, the people are so attracted to him is because of his sheer athleticism. I can't think of a time that I've ever seen anyone play like that before. I mean, I watched him in the finals. I mean, he just literally was willing his team to win. So I think Rasheed Wallace is a great player. But I think comparing those two is like, I mean, Andre, I think you're a great player. You got your MVP, but that was probably the worst take I've ever heard in my life. And for that, I got called Skip Bayless, which is
Skip Bayless over here with the hot takes.
which is the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard in my life. And so I have to compare him to someone, Grayson Allen, always tripping people, and by that I mean verbally,
Okay,
always trying to get in their
not
head.
on the court.
No, he's a hooper. So that was the only person that I could think that everyone hates, but we don't actually hate each other. All right, so we got McClung, we got
Summer League
and we got Rasheed versus Giannis.
It's a good
Last pick.
is
I got one more. I got one more question for you.
What's that?
Who do you think has the best chance to land KD? I know reports came out today that he is potentially going to stay with the Nets, not because he wants to, but because he doesn't really have a choice. He's got 4 years left on his contract. But if you saw KD go anywhere, what do you think?
This feels weird to talk about because it's possible he's going to go to Miami.
Okay.
But me being a Miami fan, I don't know if of course we want KD, but
I don't think you have the assets.
what they have to give up, I'm
think
not cool with. Yeah, so,
I think it was Bam. I think they want Bam.
Yeah, we want Bam.
And they're gonna obviously have to let go of Hero.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. So the way that I look at it is,
And Duncan.
there's no player right now that you could trade for Durant that would match his skills, right? But I think you cannot deny the Golden State Warriors. I would hate to see him there, but if the Golden State Warriors gave up Kuminga and Moody, I would take that in a heartbeat because both of those can be future stars. The other one that I really like is the Raptors. I think Scotty Barnes. Now, the question that was posed was, are any of these players is it even possible that they could be as good as Kevin Durant? And the answer is probably no, but it doesn't really matter. As we've seen, you can be the best player on the earth but not win a championship, a.k.a. Kevin Durant with the Brooklyn Nets. Granted, there was other things, but if you build me a package around Moses Moody, Kuminga, and some picks, or Scotty Barnes, OG Anunoby, or maybe Pascal and some picks, I'd do it in a heartbeat. If you don't want to play basketball, like for me, the thing that people forget is the teams that generally win are the teams that have good chemistry, right? So like if you look at the teams, Milwaukee, tight. Golden State, tight. KD, they got bounced by the Boston Celtics in the first round. They got swept. Why? Because Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, they've been playing together for too long. They're tight. KD, Kyrie, that was a mess. And I think people are not taking that in. So if you can take players from other teams that have already played together and then weave them into the system, I think that's the better play.
That's a good take, Skip.
Right?
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. But that's how I feel. So, all right, I got one more question to end it.
What's that?
Who takes the chip?
No, you can't say
No,
that.
preseason chip. Who do you got?
Preseason chip.
Let's say KD stays with the Nets. Who do you got?
don't know. Like, I don't like gambling too early.
Doesn't like gambling. Okay.
That's too early.
I don't know the answer
say,
either.
I can't
Too
say.
early. I agree.
Check
Too early.
back with me.
Too easy. It's too hard to say, right?
Yeah. Right now,
I'll say that. I mean, right now
now
it seems like Golden State. They've got the present and the future. I think they're best set up for success. I think Toronto is like one move away from being a serious contender. Dallas, I think they made some good moves, but letting go of Brunson's going to be hard.
But they got Rudy Gobert.
No, they didn't.
They didn't get Rudy Gobert yet?
Timberwolves. The Timberwolves got Rudy Gobert. Oh, shit. See, this is
right.
exactly why him calling me Skip Bayless makes no sense, because he doesn't even remember what teams people go to.
Who did Dallas pick up? They just picked up.
They picked up Christian Wood.
Oh damn!
Christian Wood is not Rudy Gobert. This is why this guy, his hot takes are terrible.
I don't have any hot takes.
But I'm actually happy that we talked about that. That's another one I forgot. Minnesota. I know they gave up a lot, but that's a great team. They've got a solid point guard in D'Angelo Russell. Rudy Gobert is a great 5, so Russell is not the best point guard in terms of defense. So people blow by. You've got Cat or you've got Rudy waiting down there. So I think that was a huge trade. And actually, I mean, it's hard to say because usually when teams make a trade like that, they need a few years to adjust. But I think that's definitely a team that's going to take the biggest leap this year. So this is episode number 1. We're here to talk about basketball. We're here to talk about Summer League. We're here to talk about MVPs. We're here to talk about the cards that are going up, the cards that are going down. But this is the Orange Dog Theories. We talk sports, and we love it. And we'll throw a little bit of culture in there.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of culture.
There's going to be a lot of culture.
And we'll probably hit you with, like, a small origin.
Yeah. So this is what you can expect. Yeah. We don't want to be long form. Each episode will probably be 15 to 20 minutes. The goal is to have the actual video like this on YouTube, and then we'll take the audio and put it up. But for right now, this is our first episode. So if you like these kind of talks, let us know. We're in Portland. We're enjoying ourselves, but too many crazy things were said by Grayson Allen over here to not make an episode.
I just sign out, Skip.
What does Skip say when he signs out?
Some bullshit.
Some bullshit.
Yeah, say some bullshit.
Some bullshit. So if you like to hear us ramble, check us out on YouTube. We have a series called ODTTB, and we go to these amazing places. We go get the best cards we can, but we also like to show the city, the people, the food. So please check us out, subscribe, like, tell your friends, all that good stuff. Thanks.